How are you? Well, I was wondering, have you been feeling extra sensitive lately, or maybe just afraid of your own powers, or perhaps even, let's say, you're in your power and you do everything that you want to do, and you feel like you're in your truth, but then you're afraid maybe you'll lose relationships, or that maybe you'll face judgments from the people who love you that don't recognize what you're doing or why you're doing it. Well, and in this, right now in astrology, we're in the sign of Scorpio, and uh, Sun's still in Libra, but there's a lot of planets still putting their energy towards Scorpio, including Mercury, who enters Scorpio on Tuesday. And it'll be there at 8:41 p.m. And last week we had talked about how Venus was retrograde in Scorpio, and it can make you start feeling anxious or fearful, depressed, worried about your own sense of self-worth, making you extra sensitive in some of the ways that maybe you're feeling right now. So I've been going through this game of life just like you have, and I was dreaming in my sleep, and I heard very clearly before waking up a couple days ago that I had to talk to you about transcendent love. Now, my name's Kristen. I'm the founder of Kristen Today, and I help you live your light so you can give your gifts to the world. This week, this is part of my weekly considerations. I give you food for thought that's in alignment to the cosmology of the day, astrology, and the week. And together we grow, we learn, and we become better people so we can live our light and give our gifts. So this week, I want to talk to you a little bit about transcendent love and how we might incorporate that into our everyday lives. Well, the first thing to really figure out is, what is transcendent love anyway? I mean, if I saw some sort of workshop and I was like, and experience transcendent love, I'd be like, wow, that sounds really great. And then I might think, well, what exactly is that anyway? And so I went to the dictionary to look up transcendent love, actually just transcendent. And there was two things, and actually it was in the order of the definitions was my own experience of it. So the first definition of transcendent is beyond or above the range of normal or merely physical human experience. And so this first sense of transcendence has to do with the experience of it. And for me, when I first heard those words upon waking, transcendent love, I was feeling it like a sensation. It was almost like this tingly feeling emanating from my heart and going out through my fingertips. And I felt expanded. I felt connected. I mean, I felt connected to myself, and I also felt like I had this urge to connect to other people, not only on a communication level, but on a shared experience level. And so that is something I invite you to figure out here in the meaning of transcendent. What is your experience of it? What does those words evoke for you? What does that how does it make you want to connect with other people? How does it make you want to connect with yourself? Which brings me to the second definition of transcendent, which is the search for a transcendental level of knowledge. So with this one, it's really the quest to understand, right? This is something that human beings seem to be very concerned with since the beginning of time, and maybe even more connected to it than the rest of life can experience on Earth. And the search for knowledge is not just to know and to understand and be like, okay, check, done. The meaning of transcendent of knowledge is to surpass the ordinary, to be exceptional. So there's two sub-meanings here in the definition. So the first is surpassing the ordinary or the exceptional. This would have to do with somebody in their profession who is transcendent in their capacity and their ability to do their work. And I think that if you're here and you're listening with me, that that you're feeling a sense of commitment, that somehow your presence here while you're alive has some sort of exceptional output to it. There is the way you show up into your family. There is the way you show up to your coworkers. There's the way you show up to even your community. So to be transcendent in that kind of level is not just to just do good work and then it have be done. It really is to show up as a leader in that. What does it mean to be a leader? A leader doesn't just do the work. They see the whole of what's going on, and then they know that their contribution is operating on a sense of a collective effort to get something done, to see a new result that brings you back into that experiential side of transcendent. Also, if you're moving in the sense of transcendent, you're able to motivate other people. Maybe you're able to incorporate insights that others may not see. And what I've experienced too with people who are transcendent in their field or in their job or even their community is that it's not that they just have achieved a level of mastery and then they're done. They're actually continue this sense of curiosity and commitment to bettering themselves so that they can do better in the other work they have, but also bettering their own knowledge, making it more up to date, taking in new perspectives. And these kind of people I find are very exceptional people, and something that we all can try to incorporate more in our own lives to be in the energy of transcendence. And that's also, I think, goes in with transcendent love, because in order to really commit to that kind of level of engagement and commitment to what you're doing, no matter what it is, it really does take a love. It takes a certain type of passion, not one that's just feverish and dashing towards whatever is interesting at the moment. It takes a true patience and a sense of love to engage with something even deeper, even more fully, to say that this is not it, there's more, and it's worthwhile. So that's another layer of transcendent love. The third in this search for knowledge is the more spiritual aspect. It is, let's see what the sub-definition said. It's to be existing apart and not subject to the limitations of the material universe, meaning it's to bring you towards God, towards a creator, towards a higher being, and no longer be limited by the physical. And this is, I think, some of the most profound quests we can have as human beings, why religion has been so prevalent, why people who are inspiring continue to captivate us, because there's something that is alive within us, our souls and our spirit, that has this remembrance almost of what it is like to not have a body, right? To not be in the physical form, and to be searching again for that state of being. So to transcend, I think in this sense has two meanings. It's to be able to be embodied and present in your own life, but also be connected to what is at the level of your soul and of your more subtle existence that is connected more closely to the energy of God, the energy of the Creator. So if you were to do some things to find yourself in transcendent love in the everyday, I came up with some ways to do that. And one is to be connected to the energy of faith, and that's not to say religious faith, but the faith that is something that allows you to move through your fears, the faith that what you're doing is right. It's that kind of centered feeling that moves you through to do things that may seem unreasonable, but that you can know and trust that have a good output. And for me, I really believe that love is just a basic fabric that is all of the creation has been constructed with, and that that love itself is limitless, really, and it's for us to take and to carry within us and to grow. And so, as we take this energy that is available, that's present in everything, you can use your faith to move that energy and transcend it to be connected both here on earth and connected to the knowledge that your spirit has. Also, take some time to be in prayer, to be in reflection through meditation, however you do this, to really build your connection with the subtle world, with the other side, so that you are connected to something that's real. And what's really important when you're doing any kind of meditative reflection is to really stay grounded in your body, because that is what gives you a basis of reality. Otherwise, we can just be swimming in our thoughts and lost in illusions and lost in fantasies. But when we're still grounded in our bodies and doing that kind of work, it really creates this connection and this bridge between yourself and this world, the material world, and then the spiritual world, which this whole energy of transcendent love is about, right? The third thing you can do is decide to take some courses in your work, whether it's your community work, whether it's your professional work. Decide to re-engage in your curiosity about what it is that you're doing, so that you can do it with a new type of inspiration, one that only you can give light to. So this is really taking on the form of exceptional and the idea of transcendence. And the last thing I would leave you with is just to really stay in touch with the experience of it. So going back to that first definition is when you're in the energy of transcendent love, to really allow yourself to feel it, to take time, to give space, and to just feel it coming through. I'm sure you've felt it before when you really had something heartfelt to say to somebody, and it just, your whole body just feels like a magnet. It's a really, really cool feeling. And especially with this current astrological climate, this energy is really sensitive and malleable to be used in that way. But if you don't use the energy with consciously, it just is going to stay flat and not do anything. So you need to take what's available to you and through your efforts in your everyday life, even if you're just talking to your loved one, like, take that energy and really speak from your fullness of yourself and transcend your own experience into something that can be shared on a collective level. So I believe that if you do this, you really can feel more connection, not only with yourself, but with the people around you, your family, your coworkers, even your community members, even at the shopping market, right? I think you will feel more fulfillment, because when you're in this energy of love, you're in the energy of creation, and that just is a naturally fulfilling thing. It's just makes everything better, right? And I feel like you also can feel like you're making more of an impact. So even if you're feeling sensitive and overwhelmed right now, or even a little bit anxious, just try to shift that energy into something that's productive and connected to other people in a meaningful way. And that really can get you out of your own self-limits and into something that's really transcendent. So I encourage you to share your favorite insights, your takeaways, maybe even your own thoughts related to what I shared today in the comments below. If you got value from this too, be sure to share it with your friends. And with that, I'll just leave you go till next week. So take care and stay in the energy of transcendent love. Bye.